want to show you something. You see that painting of the pig up here in the corner of my studio? Well, this is the print that I made from it. And I gotta tell you, I've made at least $8,000 selling this pig print. I never sold the original that's still hanging on the wall in my studio, but I sold a whole lot of these prints. So in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to choose which of your paintings to make prints of that'll make you the most profit. For me personally, I like to make prints of everything that I paint. So I make a couple of prints and I test them out and I see what will sell. If I sell the first few that I make, I continue to make more. But I realize that this process of testing everything is not practical for most artists, especially if you're not making your art prints yourself. So because of this, I think for beginners and the investment on the front end, it's a good idea to just narrow the selection to the things that are most likely to make you money. When you're selling in person versus online, there are slightly different criteria that you need to judge which paintings to make prints of. So if you're exclusively selling online, you want to take a hard, long look at the data. And this is what I love about selling online, is that there is a data point for everything. So when you are trying to make posts on social media to then get people to know, like, and trust you and send them to your website, you need to watch the traffic flow of all of those posts. Which ones are getting the most comments, the most likes, shares, and the most views. And once you identify which posts these are, look at which artworks you are featuring in them. And these are the ones you want to choose to make prints of. Because when you launch the print and you share online that you have prints available, people are likely to remember when you posted about making the painting, and they are most often going to be more interested in purchasing a print. On the other hand, selling in person is completely different. We don't have data points to show us what people are interested in before we show up at the art fair. I mean, we have what people are interested in online, but you can't translate that online data to in-person necessarily. And here's why. Because when you're sharing your work on social media, you're making videos, you're making other types of content that may be interesting in and of themselves. Like from a storytelling standpoint, the way you filmed an Instagram reel, for instance, could have made people be really interested in it, and it might not 100% be the artwork. And this confounds the results. So you can't take those stats from your Instagram post and say, okay, this is definitely going to make me a lot of sales in person. But what are you to do? Honestly, I wish there was a quick answer here, but it's a lot of trial and error. But there are some ways to simplify this process. And the first is to coordinate what you have hanging on the walls of your booth with the art prints that you are taking. And I think the best place to start is to make prints of your biggest and best pieces. So these are the pieces that customers see as they're walking into your booth that really bring them in. I find that customers, when they walk in my booth, oftentimes they want prints of the first thing they see. And so those big pieces, your featured pieces, they're going to see those from 20, 40, 100 feet away as they're walking up to your booth. And so you want to have prints of those available. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to buy a print of that piece, but you want to have it available. Then when they're looking through your print bin, they can see some of the other items that you have available as well. And this brings us to the next type of print that almost always sells well, and it's something that's trending. Now, this could be any type of trend. So if you are making an abstract painting, it could be a home decorating trend, like certain colors that are really in style right now, or maybe even a certain style of abstract. For animal paintings, which is what I primarily make, one of my animals that's always trending is this sloth. Sloths always seem to be a trending animal. And like the pig print I showed you earlier, this sloth print has made me a whole lot of money. Next, it's a good idea to make prints of last year's biggest and best, or any prior year's biggest and best pieces that you've had in your art booth. And this is because customers, when they come back to your booth, because a lot of times you'll get repeat customers, they may remember a piece that you had hanging on your wall on a previous year and want to find a print of it. I don't know how many times I've had this happen. So it's always a good idea to have those bestsellers from previous years stocked for next year. And it's super convenient to do this because once you make your biggest and best sellers in any given year, if you have a little bit extra inventory, you can just carry that forward to the next year and you'll likely be able to sell it fairly well. Once you've looked at all your work and you've narrowed down the selection of paintings that you think are your biggest and best or maybe trending, popular from previous years, then if you make a few prints of each one, take them to the shows and test. And this is the really important part of this whole process. See what people gravitate toward in your booth. See if they're interested in the prints, like if you have them priced at a good price point. Look at the different sizes of prints you've made. Which size do customers seem to gravitate toward? And which ones do they purchase most often? Keep a mental note of everything that you're selling in your booth, but also what is popular, what's being looked through, what's being decided on comparatively in between each other. I do this all the time because when you're in your booth, I mean, it's a 10 by 10 little space. You have plenty of time to be able to watch customers as they're browsing and you're interacting with them. So see what they're interested in and listen to their suggestions. So if there are a lot of people asking for prints of a particular piece that you have hanging on your wall and it's one of your smaller pieces, then I would suggest making prints of that before the next show, because customer feedback here is essential and it can really help you level up the income in your business. Because if you realize something is selling out at every show, then you'll probably want to bring twice as many to the next show. Now, it isn't always the case that a print will be your best seller at every single show, but oftentimes if it sells well at one show, then it is likely to sell well at another. Now, I have a painting, it's called Cuddle Puddle. It's of 3 cats cuddling in, super cute. Some shows I will sell this print like crazy. I'm talking 30 or 40 prints in a show. But then other shows I might sell only 5 prints. And honestly, I don't know what this translates into. Maybe people are more cat lovers in some cities than others. I don't know. But oftentimes it sells well for me, so I always bring a lot of them to the shows. Next, if you'd like to learn how to make your own art prints, I have a playlist you can check out right there. It's all free resources, so definitely take advantage of it, because if you're not making your own prints, you can save a lot of money doing so. All right, well, I hope this video helps. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.